In the case of cardiovascular disease, having that chronic self-silencing, that leads to increased cortisol. That also leads to increased epinephrine. Also, the epinephrine activates nuclear factor kappa beta pathways. This is inflammation. That cortisol and epinephrine, it's just natural to have that elevated when you're stressed. And when you're in a room with someone who's just, talking over you, telling you what you want, what you do, controlling everything you think, like trying to have total control over the space around you, you're not allowed to have a voice. Anytime you say something, they're going to, shut you down, or you're raised that you're not supposed to speak up. That's that cortisol epinephrine thing happening. And a lot of women don't even recognize it happening anymore. They're so used to it. But still, these cortisol surges, this epinephrine, which is part of the fight or flight reflex, that's the adrenaline part that happens when you're stressed out. That's going to stimulate more nuclear factor kappa beta pathway. That's going to be more inflammatory. You need the response. It's a part of being alive. It's important to do it. And the old-fashioned way of treating it was they would just suppress it, put you on Valium or something. That's what they did. And Xanax, later Xanax, which is a big thing in the 90s. This is not good. It leads long-term to addiction. So what I'm going to talk about is a little bit better of an approach. One is using therapy to help modulate the cause, get your brain to kind of rewire a little bit the way you approach communication. But on mine, what can I do? The first thing I recommend for women is to use a heart rate monitoring device that specifically looks at heart rate variability. Heart rate variability has to do with the way your heart is beating. Now, your heartbeat should be at a certain rate, of course, and the heart rate is not what I'm talking about here. It's the variability, the time between each heartbeat. Think about the heart rate when it's beating and you're totally relaxed. Your heartbeat is going to beat, and there's going to be a little bit of variability between each beat. So the distance between each beat will be a little bit longer and shorter, back and forth, back and forth. And I kind of think of it as like, just body's just relaxed. I mean, the heart rate variability when you're like relaxed, it's a little bit varying, right? But once you start being stressed, your heart rate variability tightens up. You become more rigid. The beats bump, 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 bump. The reason why is everything's getting lined up so that way when stress happens, your heart is ready to line up. It's being tensed up. It's like the runner at the start of the track. It's all tightened up, ready to start firing and running. So you want something that you're using regularly that stays consistently monitoring you. And what that's going to let you do is you're just like being able to perceive when you are more stressed. A lot of us are dissociated from our stress. We don't even know when we're stressed anymore. We don't recognize it because we're just used to it. It's like that frog in the pot analogy I used in a previous episode. We want you to start understanding that. So you use that tool to track stress. And this is important because the therapies I want you to do are going to be directly targeting the way you respond to stress.